Thank you very much for joining us for this presentation on cloud privacy and security entitled Privacy in the Cloud, Client-Side Encryption and Online Key Management for Cloud-Based Collaboration. We hope you find it interesting. My name is Dave Sussman. I'm here with Charles Chung, and we're dialing in from Bits Republic, a cloud security service provider. We find this topic a very interesting one, and we're pleased to have the opportunity to present it here at CloudSlam. As we work in the cloud security space, we are seeing patterns related to security and privacy in the cloud changing. We're believers in the cloud, and like many of you, we believe in shaking up the status quo. We think that security and privacy are ripe for transformation. We've seen it from our clients, we see it in current trends, and we think this is just the beginning. This particular presentation is going to take a high-level approach and cover some broad concepts. As such, we're going to cover quite a bit of territory, but we'll go pretty fast, and we'll try to leave some time for questions at the end. In terms of an agenda, we are going to look at cloud adoption, where it's strong, where it's weak but growing, and why. We'll look at some patterns and trends. Then we'll talk a bit about security and privacy, and why specific approaches to them are particularly valid for this conversation. We'll suggest our perspective on the way we see things going by presenting our approach, and then we'll have time to ask for your input with a question and answer period. So to set the stage, I'll try to be brief here. To businesses, the cloud has lots of advantages that we're hearing about throughout this conference. Advantages like scalability or elasticity, the ability to pay per click for services used, and expand or contract services as needed, with incredible speed and efficiency, as well as in many cases, a move from a capital expenditure to an operating expenditure that can easily respond to variable demand in real time or almost real time. Portability, the persistent availability of services and associated data. This also encompasses the ability for the cloud to enable sharing and collaboration. Backup and redundancy, the benefits of the scope of online services in protecting from data loss. Economies of scope and scale, the cost effectiveness that comes from dealing with large vendors of IT services. And maybe most importantly, overall from a business perspective, I'd suggest that cloud offerings represent the ability for a business to concentrate on core competencies like manufacturing, service provision, or whatever it is they do, rather than having to take their time, their energies, their attention, and their assets, devoting that to running an internal IT shop. And you know, these advantages are very compelling, and that's why there's so much buzz around cloud computing. But to this point, adoption has been in areas like social networking and other consumer applications. But it's only just emerging for businesses, so the question becomes, why the delay? Well, it seems the major reasons center around issues like security, availability, privacy, data control, and compliance. These are serious issues that are causing companies to pause. Note that it's not about functionality, features, or services. Most agree we're clearly at a good enough stage for the majority of corporate computing needs. No, this is about higher level issues that speak to the business, its needs, its business realities, and the potential vulnerability posed by placing data in the cloud, especially in a knowledge economy. The problem is that the cloud, and that is the internet, is just not set up to protect client data. It's designed to be an open place. And until services emerge that rethink that paradigm, it will remain a risky place for a lot of businesses. And for that matter, cloud service providers will be failing to adequately reach large, underserved markets. The internet was designed for data transfer, sometimes large amounts of data, quickly, across large distances, with the maximum flexibility and compatibility among systems. And this is great, but it does not necessarily protect the interests of businesses as they move their actual data, and not just their marketing efforts online. They require systems to have certain closed characteristics that in some ways are at odds with the current way we think of the internet. I guess in some ways I'm describing the need for the private cloud, within the infrastructure of the public cloud. You know, it's relatively easy to see that these